It's my pleasure to introduce the lady of the hour, Kim Oldham.
Thank you, Dario. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everyone, for being here for what will probably be the most exciting opening statement that I'll ever give. In 1996, I began working in the basement of this courthouse as a law clerk to the Honorable Dennis M. Sweeney. A year later, I was hired as an assistant state's attorney for the Howard County State's Attorney's Office, and I have been a prosecutor here ever since. I have spent the majority of the past 20 years in these courtrooms, proudly representing the state of Maryland and the citizens of Howard County in cases involving just about every type of crime. It is only fitting then that I stand here outside of the Circuit Court for Howard County to announce my 2018 candidacy for state's attorney. Thank you. Those of you that know me know that I am not a politician. I am a prosecutor. I do not handle cases based on politics. I handle cases based on the evidence. I have always been concerned with the best interest of public safety. What will keep Howard County safe? Howard County has had its share of violent crimes. Lone citizens targeted for carjackings, pizza delivery men targeted for armed robberies, innocent victims murdered for unconscionable reasons. I have always aggressively prosecuted these offenders, and I will continue to do so. Over the years, I have also maintained contact with victims, family members of victims, to keep them apprised of these violent offenders that have affected their lives so deeply. These victims and these family members know that to me, these are more than just case numbers. Unfortunately, Howard County has become a stop for human traffickers up and down the East Coast on their trips as they prey on endangered teens and try to lure them into a world of prostitution. I'd like to take Howard County off of that map by continuing to put resources into our own human trafficking unit and continuing to seek the lengthy criminal sentences for these offenders. I am particularly proud of our office's convictions in these very difficult cases and our efforts to keep human trafficking victims safe. There's another at-risk group in the community that needs protecting, our vulnerable adults. They are abused financially and physically, sometimes by their own family members. We use a multidisciplinary agency approach to review these investigations and ensure these victims that we will not neglect them. Our community needs to know the seriousness of these offenses because our vulnerable adults deserve to be safe in Howard County as well. I would be remiss if I didn't comment on the number of increased overdoses in Howard County. Prior to being appointed as Deputy State's Attorney, I was head of our office's drug unit. I worked closely with the Howard County Police Department to combat the distribution of these dangerous drugs on our streets. Now I am a member of the Overdose Fatality Review Team for Howard County, so I have the responsibility of reviewing the circumstances of fatal overdoses, which are sadly on the rise. The dealers who are distributing these dangerous drugs should know that their accountability involves going to jail. The users, the addicts who are using these drugs and committing minor offenses should know that their accountability should involve treatment and services that can be incorporated into any sentence imposed by the court. I'd actually like to work with other agencies to see how we can come up with more pretrial services to those addicts that are in dire need of more intermediate intervention, ultimately with the goal in mind to keep Howard County safe. In addition to handling cases as a prosecutor, I have spent countless hours every fall season teaching police recruits at the Howard County Police Academy. With the assistance of the Education and Training Division, I've also developed an in-service training program for all sworn members of the police department, and that is currently ongoing through this spring. I have testified before members of the General Assembly in Annapolis on issues involving crime and public safety. And as state's attorney, I intend to be even more active in Annapolis, always pushing for legislation that will keep Howard County safe. As Deputy State's Attorney, I have already been serving as a steady leader to our talented team of trial attorneys who handle well over 400 indictments and almost 20,000 misdemeanors a year. As Dario Broccolino stated, our office is regarded as the finest in the state of Maryland, and I'm proud to have contributed to that long-standing reputation. So if somebody asks you why I am the best candidate for state's attorney, the answer is simple. I'm tough, I'm experienced, I'm dedicated, and I will continue to work to keep Howard County safe. Thank you.